To back up again and give you a little bit about the development of our Baptist work up here. Shortly after I came up here, a preacher from Louisiana named C.O. Duncan went to Fairbanks. He rented a hall up there and got a few Baptists together and started the First Baptist Church in Fairbanks. There was a preacher, Dr. J.T. Sperling, came from Missouri to Juneau. Dr. Sperling finally got a few Baptists together there, started a church. They bought a big old house. And they had church downstairs in the house, and in some of the rooms started Sunday school classes. So then we had 3 Baptist churches in Alaska. And I thought, you know, I've seen Baptists divided, all kinds of Baptists. Maybe if we would organize early in our existence here an Alaska Baptist Convention, all the Baptists who'd come up here could get together and work together without having Northern Baptists and Southern Baptists and Independent Baptists and General Association and regular Baptists. We could all pull together. I actually thought that that could happen. So I wrote to C.O. Duncan and I wrote J.T. Sperling, and I said, let's organize us an Alaska Baptist Convention. And they came to Anchorage. By that time we had some air traffic going up here in DC-3s, the old DC-3s. The war was over. And we sat down and wrote us up a constitution for the Alaska Baptist Convention. And took it to our churches and discussed it. And the churches agreed that they would cooperate with an Alaska Baptist Convention when we organized it. We set a date for the next year for the first annual meeting of the Alaska Baptist Convention to be organized and have our meeting there. We met in Fairbanks at the First Baptist Church, and there we had the first meeting of the Alaska Baptist Convention. Other preachers began to show an interest here. We had a preacher named B.I. Carpenter who heard about Alaska. He wanted to come up here. He lived in New Mexico. He talked with some of the leaders of the New Mexico Convention, and they agreed that though the Home Mission Board or any official agency of the Southern Baptist Convention wouldn't send anybody up here, that they would. And they sent B.I. Carpenter, supported by the New Mexico Baptist Convention, to Ketchikan. And Brother Carpenter down at Ketchikan got a few Baptists together. He rented a building down there and started having services in what had been a little old library building that the city had. They had closed it down and moved into a larger building. It was a very small building. Maybe it would hold 30, 35 people. There was the beginning